1X Developer Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the 1X Developer Podcast. I'm Colin.
I'm Brendan. And this is the 1X Developer Podcast.
I always do that. I don't know. I never know what to say after that.
Yeah, no, we need to figure out an open one of these days. I feel like we've been saying that for the entire year and a half we've been doing this podcast. But
I think the best ones are when we're just like talking about something and then we fade in.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I think that's usually the best.
The
Like
audience
if-
just
if-
like
if, like,
drops
right
in
now-
mid-conversation.
Like right now we're fading in, and then it's like, but then I have to work it back to, hey everybody, welcome back to the 1X Developer Podcast.
Right. You have to make it feel like...
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I have something. I have a good way to start. A little bit of housekeeping before we get into the actual episode. Let's see. We have some fan art.
Let's go.
Is that going to show up? Sharing my screen, is that going to show up on the?
I see.
on the
Yeah, I
video?
think it should.
Okay. This is some fan art from our number one podcast fan, Audra. She made this. I wish I could tell you what the technique is. I don't know my stitches, I don't know if it's like, it's not knitted. What
You don't know that's tie crochet?
Is it cross stitch? Is it sewn? I really don't know, but I love it so much. And I think she should send it to me, but also she should volunteer to do 10,000 more for our merch store.
Do we have 10,000 listeners?
We would if they could.
I mean,
buy one of these.
is 10,000 enough for all of our listeners?
That's a good question. That's the question we should be asking. So that's awesome.
No, this is awesome. Yeah, I love this.
Thanks, Audra.
All of our audio listeners, we just saw the most amazing thing ever. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Sorry, check it out on YouTube. All right, Colin. Here's the episode for today. I got something stuck in my craw. I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant today. I'm going to try not to go on too many tangents, but I'm hopping mad.
Stuck in my craw?
Never heard that expression? Got something
I don't think
stuck in
so.
your craw?
What's a craw?
I don't think human beings have craws. I think birds have craws, but it's like, oh, am I messing that up? Anyway,
Yeah.
It's like you got something stuck in your throat, right? What is it?
All I can think of is like crawfish. I'm sorry. I know I do this all the time. So yeah, it's disturbing your peace of mind. Okay, but let me see what a craw is.
So, humorously, the stomach of a person or animal. So it's like something's upsetting my stomach. Something's not sitting right with me.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Got something. I got a bee in my bonnet. Let's say that.
Okay.
So I'm going to put together a few data points. I'm going to lay out a story for you with various data points, and then we're going to tie it all together.
Should I get the corkboard out?
Yeah, yes, it's going to be one of those. This is a Pepe Sylvia kind of moment.
I wish I had a corkboard.
In July 2025, their the PyPy index, the Python index.
I call it PyPy.
I say PyPy too. I was wondering if that was right or wrong, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There was a package compromised on there, and it was compromised by a phishing attack.
Yes. I heard about this.
Yeah, there have been several high-profile phishing attacks lately. One of the first of like this kind of recent batch that I could find was on PyPy, and it was perpetrated by someone who sent out a phishing email using the domain pypj.org. Right, so it's one letter off from the official PyPy domain.
J's famously look like eyes.
It looks very similar to the untrained eye. Very easy thing to fall for. So that one, as far as I could tell, wasn't a huge deal. I think it was only one package that was compromised. It wasn't all that big a deal. But anyway, still, I think it's worth noting that like when these phishing attacks happen on these kind of infrastructure things like these supply chain attacks, these are like highly technical people who are falling for these phishing schemes, right? I think that's a really important thing to note as we get further into this, because it's one thing for my grandma to fall for a phishing scam, but like, I don't know, if you're publishing Python packages, presumably you're a highly technical user, you're on the lookout for this stuff, you know how domains work and all that. And still, this is like a fairly advanced phishing attack that someone fell for.
Yeah, this is a software engineer who has made. Was it just one package, or does he have a few?
I think this one was just one package.
Okay, but still, I mean, this is a person who's made software that people use, that people care about. So
yep,
yeah.
Fast forward to September of 2025, NPM was hacked. There were multiple successful attacks on NPM. So in at least one case here, a well-known dev with some popular packages fell for a phishing email. This was like some malware that tried to steal crypto wallet credentials and stuff like that. And it was actually quite a bit more advanced because it like infected one package, but then tried to spread itself to other packages. And it was much more, it seemed like it was much more widespread than the Python one I was just talking about.
Yeah, that's the impression I got when I was reading it.
So this one also involved a phishing attack. Somebody registered the domain npmjs.help. The real domain for npm is npmjs.com. So they registered again a similar domain name. I mean, I think that one's even more insidious, right? Like npmjs.help seems like it could be totally valid.
Oh yeah.
That's close enough. It's not totally unheard of for like organizations to have multiple domains for different functions, you know?
For sure, yeah. So, okay, quick question: do we know much about these phishing attacks? Did the victim just click a link and then they were owned, or do we know?
It's so at least in the case of the NPM one, the email included a link to a fake login page that looked like npm.js. So I forget exactly what the email said, but it was something like, you need to, I think it actually said there's been a compromise, you need to reset your password. And then it took them to a login page that looked just like the npmjs.com login.
Yeah. I'm going to keep it real. I probably would fall for that one. And I wouldn't blame somebody for falling for the PyPy one, the PyPidge one. To be totally honest, like, you know, if it was similar in structure, you know.
I think these are all totally understandable. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. I think we have kind of a low opinion of phishing attacks, like they're an easy way to do it. But at the same time, A, they're still effective to this day, and B, I think they're getting more advanced. I think they're obviously like getting harder and harder to identify. I could totally see myself falling for either of those also.
Yeah.
So this one developer logged into a fake login page. It stole his credentials. There were some infected packages. This NPM one was pretty widespread. On September 12th, later in the month, there was also a Cargo.io hack. Some Rust developers got phishing attempts from rustfoundation.dev, which was a fake domain similar to rustfoundation.org. This one had some kind of fake GitHub login workflow that stole your credentials. I didn't list the actual details here, but it was some kind of like, you're logging in. They thought they were logging into GitHub, and I think they got their credentials stolen, and then it forwarded them to GitHub, so it didn't look like anything was wrong, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Wow. 3 phishing attacks on supply chain stuff, right? This has prompted a lot of discussion about like how vulnerable our supply chains are. it's really bad news if some of this stuff gets infected, especially if servers are pulling in packages automatically, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So what can we do to protect ourselves from phishing attacks, Colin? We look for red flags. So I was asking the chat GPTs about like, what are some signs of a phishing email? How do we make sure that we don't fall for these? It said mismatch branding, sender addresses, or domain names that don't clearly align with the organization that sent you the message. Pressure to act quickly is always that's a red flag. Like, oh, you got to do it real quick.
Yeah,
exactly. Also, if they're asking you to, this says asking you to submit sensitive information, but it's like for a login page, if you think it's a legit login page, you have to submit sensitive information. It also talks about bypassing official channels. Notices that lack clear data flow information or security compliance disclosures. I don't know. I can't say that I check the security or compliance disclosures on every website that I go to. Anyway, you get the idea.
Yeah.
So we find ourselves in a bit of a weird situation here because, like, that's really hard. Like I was kind of saying at the beginning, these are extremely technical people who have fallen for these phishing attacks. And I think it's really, really hard to expect the average consumer who's getting emails like this to be even more well-versed in this stuff than that, right? They don't, I don't think that most people using the internet know how to check certificates in their browser. They don't know how to check. They can look for a little lock icon, which is like, we've made some progress on that front over the years. Making, having people check that and making sure, but still, in all of these cases, these were domains purchased by other people. They would have had certificates and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It's easy to fall for this stuff. All of which brings me to my final point, where we bring it all together.
All right.
I got a letter from the government the other day.
What?
You
too?
I live in Kansas City, and I have an alarm on my house. Mm-hmm. The city of Kansas City, specifically KCPD, says now that I need to pay a fee to them in order to operate an alarm system within city limits.
Okay.
I don't want to go on a whole big rant about why that's a crock of shit. And like, we're going to leave that for another day. Only to say that this speaks to my mindset when I got this letter, which is already like, I got to pay $20 a year to like, what are you doing? I'm not asking you to do anything, but I still got to pay the fee. Anyway, that's not the point. That's not the road we're going.
Dude, I thought you were going to say that the email that you had to pay this fee was a phishing scam. That's where I thought this was headed, dude. Because that's what it sounds like.
Well, okay, I'll cut to the chase. The letter that I got looks like a phishing scam. It straight up looks scammy as hell, and it's legit. The city of Kansas City, again, officially KCPD, operates this program via a third-party service. So I get this letter that says I need to log into some service I've never heard of.
Website, yeah.
I've never signed up for this. I don't do business with these people, and yet I need to log into some website and log into some payment system to do something that I never asked to do in the first place. The whole thing looks scammy as hell. I made a list here of red flags that are in this email that I got. So first of all, who I'm not sure if I should even like name the service, but
yeah, maybe not.
Who is this service that is again?
It's some like generic company name, right? Like, because I've had this happen before. Like my mortgage is handled. I don't mean to like derail what you're going on, but like my mortgage was handed from like one company to another,
Yeah.
and now it's like I pay through a different URL with a different company that also has this very generic like housepayment.com type sounding ass name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very weird.
That's
And it's
exactly
real.
right. I verified with the city. I found like an official post on the site. This is all legit. It just looks terrible because it's exactly like what you're saying there. So I get this letter. Yeah, it's a company I've never done business with, never signed up for. The Kansas City False Alarm Reduction Program has a Los Angeles PO box.
Yeah, insane.
Why? What's going on there? Like Kansas
That's
City,
incredibly sus.
why can't they get a PO box within city limits? That costs you like what, $5 a year or something. So the payment link is on one domain. So you go to this service / Kansas City Mo, but the email address for questions is on a totally different domain. It's on, again, I don't want to, I'm not trying to name names here, but
yeah,
questions go to an email address at one domain, payments go to this other domain. Just seems crazy to me. Like what are we doing? Why? It's not hard to put all this stuff on the same domain. The service that they're using for this is capitalized inconsistently throughout the letter. Like sometimes it's 3 words. It's like sometimes different words are capitalized. It's terrible. And then when I go to make the payment, it directs me to yet another payment site that is not any of these things that I've mentioned so far. It's yet another third-party service that I've never heard of that is processing the payment. This is terrible. It's a terrible user experience.
yeah.
I think that when, especially like cities and municipalities, police departments do this kind of thing, like we have to be able to rely on those kinds of organizations and stuff like that. They have to be trustworthy, right? Like if those kinds of things can't get their shit together and make a coherent payment process, what are we doing? Why would any consumer ever trust anything?
Yeah. There's man, I feel your pain for sure. There's a lot here. Absolutely. I do always think, so like I've done like corporate like anti-phishing training, right? Like I do like once a year or whatever. And that's one thing they always mention is like typos. That's one of the big, if there's typos, that's like a big like indicator that it could be a phishing scam.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I always think like I get legit emails that have typos, right? And also like typos are like kind of a solved problem now. Right? Like you type into Gmail and it like reads your mind. It like fixes everything, you know what I mean? Or sometimes it makes things worse, but like generally, I don't know, I always find that odd. Like that isn't. I see where they're going, right? Like if it is like clearly written by like somebody who doesn't like doesn't speak English at all, then like yeah, but that's always weird to me. But also, yeah, I've had these experiences where like things are legit, but then they seem totally not legit. One thing that really makes me angry is physical mail. Have you ever gotten one of these things? And it's just like an advertisement or something, but it comes on like what looks like a pay slip. It looks like a pay stub with like the like rip off the sides or whatever.
Yep.
That to me should be like 100% illegal. If you send anything that looks like that, I mean, it sounds a little draconian to say like, okay, you can't use perforated paper but like you cannot like clearly try to make marketing stuff look like a freaking W-2. Like you cannot do that. That's so wrong. I often feel like all freaking physical mail marketing should just be illegal. But if we did that, the post office would just like not exist anymore. So I guess what can you do? But I actually this reminds me. One time I get like a genius idea every day. I don't have to tell you about this.
No.
And then every day I realize my genius idea is actually really dumb.
Oh.
But like I had this genius idea one time. Okay, it's a service you pay like a very small monthly fee, and you can personalize it to some extent, right? You can give me like a list of like things that you do care about, like maybe marketing that you are interested in, and I come every day and I check your mail, and I recycle everything that isn't like the one thing a year that you actually need from the mail.
Okay.
And I guess you probably have to sign something so that I can open the stuff, because half of it looks like it might be real, but then isn't.
Yeah.
The thing is, there's just no way people would be willing to pay the money for the gas for me to come to your house and throw your mail away.
I don't know about that, honestly. Like, I think
Really?
people might pay for it. I think the bigger issue is unexpected important mail, like a new credit card, jury summons.
Yeah, I would think like I would. Well, that's why I need permission to open the mail, really, because like, yeah, you're right.
So,
I mean, jury summons you can identify, right? They look a specific way, don't they? At least in your county.
I don't know. I
feel like most mail. Everywhere. I mean, I don't know. I feel like most mail you can tell.
I don't think that's a terrible idea, and I would consider paying for it, honestly.
My original. I also had like, okay, maybe there's some sort of way where you could coordinate between the post office, and your trash company, so that they can coordinate so that the mail goes directly to the trash.
Okay, now we're talking. So, I mean, maybe this is a physical product that has like a chute directly to the trash, right? So that you can just like, you sit there at the mailbox, you sort through, you put it back in the mailbox, it goes straight down the chute to the trash.
Like I've always just wondered, like, is there some way I could just like, could I just like leave a note on the mailbox and put my recycling bin next to it, and just like write a note that's like, hey, if it's anything other than a tax form, what else do I need? I don't know. There are some things that I do care about that I get, right? Like, okay, yeah, like there are like your election date thing card that comes in and says, hey, you need to vote. There's a vote coming up.
Yep.
I like those. I do like I get like a magazine from like the local school or something. I'll flip through that.
Okay.
So
new credit cards, I guess that's right.
New credit cards, obviously, yeah.
I never know when those are coming. They just kind of like show up.
Yeah, they just show up. Yeah, there's a lot of variables there.
I don't want the problem is like, I really like the idea for this service, but I don't want that decision to be about what to throw away to be in Colin's hands, and I don't want it to be in my mail carrier's hands. I want to make the call.
There might be stuff, and honestly, even coupons. Like, there are coupons where I'm like, yeah, okay, I might go there. Mm-hmm. That happens. I keep my Ace Hardware coupons. Shout out to today's sponsor. Can we get in trouble for saying someone sponsors you and they don't?
Westlake Ace Hardware.
Can I just disclaimer that we're not associated with Ace Hardware? We're also not affiliated with the Kansas City Chiefs or Diet Coke or any other brands that you see.
Yeah. we would like to be. If you're interested, get in touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, sometimes I get a coupon that I'm like, yeah, I'll use that.
So
my mail person would have no way to know that.
My wife uses a service where she pays someone else to unsubscribe from all our junk mail.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like that's not all that far off from what you're talking about.
Wait, so that's for physical mail?
Yeah.
And so, how does that even work? Oh, they just send letters to... Oh, I think I've heard of this. They like send letters to these companies that do this.
Yeah, like it's notoriously difficult to get off of, like, if you've ever made a donation to any organization, they will send you mail forever, and also they've sold your address to a million other companies, and like, so yeah, it's notoriously hard to get off those lists. They're supposed to just like easily unsubscribe you, but usually it takes months of like writing a letter and then writing another letter and all this stuff. And they're always like, oh, okay, it'll take 30 days to remove you from our mailing list. It's like, why does it take 30 days? But
and see, and this is the type of stuff where I'm like, this should just be illegal. Like, just stop harassing me, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is targeted harassment.
Don't send me stuff I didn't ask for.
Yeah. Unless it's a coupon I want, and I want somehow.
Unless I want pizza now, feel free to send me a pizza coupon.
Yeah. Pizza coupons I might keep. I might use those, yeah.
Wait, what kind of coupons do you not like?
Oh, everything else. What I really hate is, I don't want to say the brand. I don't want to say any of these. I don't want to like badmouth any brands, but like, there's a local grocery store that sends like those things that look like a newspaper, and you know what I'm talking about. And they look like they're coupons, but I think they're just ads, right? They just say like, "Oh, there's deals coming up." I hate those. They
go straight in the recycle bin for me. I don't even look at them.
Yeah, I hate that. And I mean, any like coupon book, I don't want kind of anything like that. The big one is the main thing we get. It's really, I don't know what my wife did. She gets like multiple times a week from the same credit card company, some advertisement to sign up for a new credit card. Right. She also gets those like, and I get them too a little bit. Those like really bad loan, like weird loan company things. Like, you're pre-qualified for a loan of whatever money, like that stuff. I don't know how can they just do that?
Some of the ones I get, like in the same vein you're talking about, the ones that look like a W-2, I get ones that are like, your policy is about to expire, and you look at it and it's like, it's actually an offer for a life insurance policy that you have the option to buy. And it's like, nothing is going to expire.
Yeah. Something else I found out when I bought the house was that apparently when you buy a house, that's public information. Mm-hmm. So that's why when you buy a house, you get a ton of mail for like new windows and stuff, and people come to your house to try to sell you like security systems or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. It's nuts.
It is nuts. And one of the ones that really bothers me is you were talking about, so your mortgage got sold to another company. Like, that's one of the ones that really bothers me is that happened. So we bought a new house a while back, and the mortgage, we didn't even make a payment. We didn't even make one payment to the company that we got our loan through before it was sold to somebody else. And it's like, again, now I'm in business with this company that I didn't choose, and I don't really want to do business with. They're, again, I'm not going to name names, but they're kind of a scammy company. They have kind of a bad reputation, and that sucks. Like, it's not the biggest problem in the world, of course, but like, it sucks that we don't get to choose who we do business with. It sucks that any little thing means that your information is going to get sold on this, on whatever market is out there selling people's information. It's shitty. It's a shitty way to live.
Yeah. I mean, okay, to go back to phishing and like, how do we prevent it? It's freaking hard, dude. And like I said, I mean, I think probably most people listening to this are familiar with like, all those list of things that you're supposed to look for, right? Like the sense of urgency, the weird domain names, whatever else, the typos, whatever. Like, I think we're familiar with these things. And the fact of the matter is, dude, I'm not really looking that closely at most of my emails personally, right? Like, if I get an email from NPM to change my password, whether or not I click it probably has a lot to do with just like how, like, if I just woke up in the morning and I just saw it, like I might just click, you know what I mean? Like, that's something that, that's a hard problem to solve.
I was going to ask you about that. Do you have policies about that? I kind of have a general policy of like never clicking a link in an email. Like, if I got one from Plex a few weeks ago that they had some kind of compromise, and I was like, see, everything looks on the up and up, but like, instead of clicking on the link in the email, I went to the Plex site and changed my password there. I just kind of have a general policy of doing that.
I do click on links, but uh, I mean, like I'll get like an advertisement from like a company that I've bought stuff from before, and I'll click a link. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, if it's like a change your password thing, I'm probably gonna think more about it before I click it. Um, yeah, I should be better about it.
Is it? Let me ask you this: just technically, is it possible in this day and age, with let's say your browser is all up to date and everything, is it possible that clicking a link in an email but not entering any information, like one of the ones you're talking about, a new deal on whatever, and you click the link, is it possible that something bad is going to happen as a result of that?
I think so. I mean, it could be a download link. You'd have to like click save, download, or whatever, but it could be like a download link, right?
Okay. So, yeah.
That's the first thing that comes to mind. I'm assuming so. Like, I mean, wasn't there? Okay, this was a while ago, but there was that one. There was like a Tom Scott video about this. I think there was like one sequence of characters that if you texted it to somebody on an iPhone, I think they. I don't know if they even had to look at it. It would like crash their phone.
Right.
Remember, I'm gonna have to look it up now to make sure I'm not
No,
like
I have no idea.
hallucinating again. And they patched it like immediately. I think it just crashed your phone. And again, this was a long time ago. Yeah, Tom Scott has a video about it. Okay, can you give me the summary? The crash is caused by the way Unicode decodes characters, so that when the Unicode reads these complex characters, it overloads the device's memory, causing it to restart repeatedly, and it also makes your Messages app not work. If all your device's memory is now applied in decoding these complex characters, your device will simply crash as it's not able to perform. So this is a Reddit post, guys, explaining it. And I think part of it was like I don't think you even had to open it. Like, I think it was even because it's displaying it in Unicode. I think even even like the badge, no, or not the badge, but the push notification thing. I think even that could cause it to do this.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Something like that. So I mean, I'm assuming there's probably an email that could do something crazy like this.
That's. I mean,
I don't know.
I will say the world is a little bit safer than it used to be in that regard, right?
Like yeah. I mean, I know what you mean.
In the old days, it was bad.
Like I was working on a browser game with a friend, and we found out that at least on Chrome, you can't like autoplay music off rip on a website. Like there has to be some sort of action beforehand. So we had to create up like a menu screen and click play before we could play the music, which was kind of annoying because we wanted to be like, you have the music playing on the initial page as you look at the thing. But so yeah, I mean there's I believe there was a time where you could just play anything as soon as you load a page, but we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that thing that you were talking about downloading by clicking a link. I mean, I think that even that is safer than it used to be, right? Like,
right, you can cancel it. I don't know of any browser that's going to just do it.
Right. Download and then execute a file. I think is.
Yeah.
I don't think any browser.
So
would do that these days.
you're probably pretty safe just clicking. But I mean, it's fairly easy to make a login page that looks exactly like the NPM login page.
Yeah. And if you're not thinking about it, that's just a super easy one to fall for, and it's only a matter of time before one of those attacks is just like truly devastating to the entire ecosystem.
And here's another thing: there's some newer browsers. I think maybe like Arc or like one of the kind of hip ones, where it like by default doesn't display the URL bar. Like this has kind of become something that browsers are kind of moving towards, of like not show, or like they always show like part of the URL and stuff. They hide like the full extension and stuff. And
Oh,
it's like, no, dude, you need to display that to everybody, right? Because that's your only defense from that, basically. If you click on a
right.
link and it looks like an NPM login page, like I want to be able to look up there and see, oh wait, that's not an I, that's a J or whatever, you know?
Interesting. Yeah, that's like in the interest of like why do they want that? It's just simpler, it's easy.
I think it's just cleaner UI, but I don't know, maybe it looks more cleaner to like non-technical people, and I guess they're thinking people don't care about it, but they should.
Yeah.
But there's really, I mean, okay, so I mean, there's phishing, right? That's like one topic that we're talking about, but there's also like package management is like another thing here. So
Hmm.
I don't, I read about, I definitely read about the npm one, right? That was like everywhere. And I think I read about the Python one too. I didn't hear about the Rust one, but
I don't think any
um,
packages got corrupted in the Rust one, so it was a little bit of a
okay.
smaller deal.
So I know that the npm one, there was like some crypto scam that, or something like that, that they pushed to these packages that are like very like, I have repos that use those that use those npm packages. Like these are like very broadly used.
Yeah.
Um, and they were compromised. They were then patched and fixed like immediately. But um, this was like a real thing. Um, but one thing I wanted to talk about was there was I was looking at what some of the affected packages were, and one, did you look at it? What any of them are?
No, I didn't recognize any of
No.
them off the top of my head.
Okay, so one of them I was looking at. I was like, "What is this?" It's called is arrayish, and I was looking at what it is, and the whole. Let me see if I can pull this up. I could show it to you, but there's like other file. There's like a README. There's package JSON, whatever. But all the code lives in index.js, and I'm pulling it up on GitHub. I don't need to show you guys. It's 9 lines of JavaScript code. It's 9 lines, and all it does. Let's see the description. Determines if an object can be used like an array. And you look at the packet, and you look at the code, and I mean, it's why is this even a thing? Like why would if I needed to know what if a JavaScript object can be used as an array, maybe I Google it and I come across this and I just copy the code into my code, right? Like or I just write it myself. Like this is kind of insane,
Yeah.
and it's like I don't know. Part of me feels like if you get got because this package was used nefariously against you, like I mean, bro, like why were you using that? I mean, we like things should be safe, but like I don't know. You see where I'm coming from, right? Like, dude, what
I
the hell
do.
is this? Why is this
I,
even a thing?
I'm not going to go that far because the other really famous example from years back was left pad, right? There was a package called left pad that would pad your string to so many spaces. There's just so many characters by adding spaces on the left, and it was like,
Yeah.
why is this a package that you would import?
That's
But
more lines of code than is arrayish.
I
Well, more white space. If you
I-
took out the white space, maybe it's more.
I'm going to say
Or
this
what?
though, like I I do think it's a little bit silly to import packages like that, but when you I think this is more about the decision of the community and the ecosystem, right? That's just the
Right.
way that things are done in npm, and that's just the way that things are done in the Rust community. um, it's really, I don't know, first of all, it's hard to protect yourself from never importing a package that imports one of those packages, but also it's just kind of when in Rome, you do things the way that the Romans do. Like I think a lot of people just do it because it's the decision that was made at the level of the level of the ecosystem, I guess you would say. But it's just like it's in the culture. That's the right way to do it. Is that even these small functions are delegated to packages so that you don't have to copy and paste them into your own code. Um, I think I think Rust is a really interesting example because it's a new modern language that made that same decision, which is a decision that's been criticized for many years, right? Um, NPM is a bit older, and so maybe I don't know, maybe they have a little bit more leeway there in terms of like making that decision. But I'm not a big fan of that where you import a package and it imports hundreds and hundreds of other packages as a result. Like I don't think that's a great way to go about programming, honestly.
It's terrible, and I've been thinking about this recently because of this issue. Like, it seems like there's got to be a better way. Okay, so um, I saw Ginger Bill, the creator of Odin. He made some tweets about this. Yeah, we've talked about him before on the show. He is very against package managers in Odin.
Right.
He does not want Odin to have a package manager. And when I first read that, I was like, you don't want to have a community of people helping each other to share code, whatever. And his stance on it seems to be mostly like, just copy the code, or uh, you like there's ways to share code without like a centralized package manager, basically.
Right.
And he made a blog post about it where in his main thing, he didn't even really talk about security at all. But his main thing is more just kind of the dependency hell thing, right? Like when you have a quick and easy way for people to just like install this, then people are going to do that, and they're going to just install a bunch of crap, and they're going to like have stuff all over the place, and it's a disaster. I mean, dude, like when I have to like upgrade some dependency, but it's also included as a subdependency of 20 other dependencies. People use the phrase dependency hell, and I feel like that phrase gets used too much, like because it's kind of diluted how bad it truly is. Like it honestly sucks, dude.
Yeah.
When you're down that rabbit hole, and then like this package uses only these versions, and this package only uses these versions of that thing, and then they're out of whack, and now it's like, what do you do? And dude, it sucks. It sucks so bad.
To my mind, I'm a little bit split on this, but I feel like there are two different kind of like modes of working. This idea that you can just like import anything and everything is easy and it's available from a central repository and all this kind of stuff, like that's super easy for small projects, for learning to program, all that kind of stuff. The stuff that you're doing at work, where you're like actually running this on a production server and stuff like that, that just I don't think that I think that model starts to break down a little bit, and you need something that's a little more like fixed versions, and the versions are in your own code base and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
To me, it seems like there are two. At some point, you cross a threshold into this thing where it's like we can't be just like downloading packages anymore from this repository. We need to have a copy of the code in case a million things, in case there's a bad version is pushed, in case the repository goes down, in case like we need to have the code at a fixed version in our own code base. And if that means having like two versions of one library in different places, so be it. That's not the end of the world.
I guess the only thing there is like if a package has patches some security vulnerability that they just found out about, like you're going to want that, right?
Yep.
And you would just have to know to do that, I guess. There could be some command that checks for that, and just instead of just doing it, it tells you like, hey, there's security vulnerabilities around this. I don't know. It just package management and package managers as a whole. It seems like it's one of those things that it kind of feels like it shouldn't be hard to figure out, but then you start thinking about it, and it's like, yeah, this is actually pretty tricky. Like
I kind of got
the
that
easiest
feeling.
way to go about it is to just not do it at all.
As I was talking about it just now, I kind of felt like I was coming off like I got the right answer for everything, and it's like no, it's really really hard, and a lot of smart people have tried, and I feel like make different mistakes. Maybe it's
I mean,
just more. Maybe it's just more. There's trade offs, right?
right, yeah. It feels like it shouldn't be hard.
It feels like it should be an easy problem to solve. Yeah, but I don't think it is. I think it's a really hard problem to solve. Again, it's a hard problem to solve for all the different cases, all the reasons that someone would
Right,
program.
yeah. It, is there some way to just like have a package manager, but just it's not vulnerable to phishing attacks? Like I don't know. I mean, I guess you need to have auth, right? You need to authenticate that the user is the person uploading the code is the real one, right? So I don't know.
I've seen a lot of people discussing this in the forums in the wake of the NPM stuff. I don't know enough about how that stuff works internally to really have an opinion, but it seems like yeah, some combination of like um, signing keys and two-factor and multiple people having like rights to to any repo and things like that, so that
Right.
nobody's ever locked out of a repo and things like that.
Yeah, you got to do that thing where like there's two people who have a key and they have to turn it at the exact same time.
Right, exactly. For the nuclear launch.
Yeah. Um, it, yeah. I will say that reminds me when you were talking about the GitHub login phishing thing with the Rust one. I think I wouldn't fall for that one because I know I have two factor authentication turned on for GitHub. So if I guess I would fall for it, but I would know that I fell for it because when I click login and I don't see the two, I don't have to get the two factor thing out. I'd be
Hmm.
like, oh, that wasn't the real GitHub page.
Yeah, I just made a note here that it had something to do with a GitHub workflow, but I don't know. Would that
Okay.
still be the case though? Aren't there cases though where they can do things um, like if you log in with Google to GitHub, then they can, but then you're not entering your credentials. I don't know. That's a fair
I
point.
think
Yep.
I think I know where you're getting at. Like, there's times where you don't have to do the two factor auth. I guess.
Yeah, or I'm getting lost there. I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a fair
So
point.
I
Two
probably would
factor
fall
authentic.
for it. But
No, I think 2FA
yeah,
goes a long way to solving that stuff.
yeah. But I mean, it doesn't solve like a fake login page. I mean, if you click login, that's it. you know.
Yeah,
So, or you don't even have to click login. I mean, they could be sending every keystroke over the. They could be capturing all that. If it's some fake web page.
oh, that's true.
You know what I mean? So you
Yeah, they
probably
could.
don't have to. If you type your password into the page at all, you should consider it at risk.
Yeah, they could be sending it as you type. Um, you know, just to get back to like municipalities and things that we should be trusting with this stuff. I just want to like kind of wrap up and say, I again, this is not the biggest problem in the world, but like I think there's a really really serious problem when legit uh, notifications like this, legit communications, look scammy as hell, and they show up. I think that really does a disservice to everyone who's like kind of on the lookout for this stuff. Um, the more of that stuff that we get, the more that like municipalities don't present themselves professionally or like communicate clearly what third party services they're using and stuff like that, the more I think consumers are just going to be like, I don't know. It's like
Right.
none of those. if you get legit communications that have all these red flags and you end up having to trust it, I think the next scammy thing you look at, you're like, I don't know, I guess that's normal. I guess that's what it is.
I think that's true. I think you make a really good point. I remember listening to I was some clip I saw on the Breakfast Club where not not Charlemagne but the other guy on there. I don't know. He was talking about how uh, he got like attacked. Like it was a whole long story, but there was like an SUV following him, and they turned on some flashing lights, and he actually recognized that the lights weren't the New Jersey, New York lights. Like they were not the right color or not the right flashing pattern or whatever.
For
And so he
cops,
knew
you're
it
saying?
wasn't. Yeah, he knew it wasn't a real cop because of the way they were flashing, and that's how he knew to run. And they tried to like rob him or like run him off the road or something crazy. It's a
Oh
really
shit.
crazy story. But why I bring it up is because consider a world where your local police force doesn't have the same lights on every car, right? Then
Yeah.
you don't know things like that. Or like just imagine a world where sometimes police officers just don't wear badges, right? So then you can't ask for a badge. There are official ways to recognize when someone is or is not an officer of the law, and you have to obey what they tell you, right? Like,
Right.
yeah, it seems like communications, it's less serious than that, but they should yeah try to make it look legit. Um, and there's things I do like. There's like payment pages, web pages I use for like like my trash company or whatever, and I'm like, man, this doesn't feel like it's not that I think it's a phishing scam, but like it just doesn't feel like this is secure, right? This just like if the UI is bad, then I can I start to wonder like how's everything else going on? Like, are you guys hashing this? I don't think you are. Like, so
100%.
yeah, there's definitely services I use where I'm like, man, okay, here we go. Like, what am I gonna do?
Exactly. Yeah. No, I have that same feeling with lots of payment sites. Um, yeah. And for some reason, I think city services, for some reason, are just like particularly bad about that.
They are, yeah, they are, and it's I don't want to badmouth them or anything. I don't know why it's like that exactly, but yeah, I've noticed that too. Like, um, paying like your uh, like local property tax, or like
Hmm.
yeah, paying your water bill, those things. It's always like, yeah, this feels like something slapped together that isn't secure or like even well thought about.
Yeah. And one of the crazy parts is that I was looking and doing research for this. Casey Mo has like a central payment portal, right? You can pay all kinds of stuff there, like court fees and stuff like that.
Okay,
Why isn't
I've
this on
never
there? Why isn't
yeah
this
I've
like
never lived
part
in
of that?
KCMO proper, so I didn't know about that. But
It,
but yeah,
yeah.
that's weird. Honestly, like another thing, I would hate to live in a world where like all payments are processed through the same service. But when I am buying from some website I've never used before, and I can pay with Stripe or something, I do feel a little bit at ease, right? It's like, yeah, I know what Stripe is, and like, and then I click the button and I don't even have to enter everything because it already knows, like, that it's kind of like I think this is from another Tom Scott video actually, or a computer file video or something. Somebody was saying like the best way to handle auth is to not
Hmm.
like just have the Google auth thing. Like, I know that kind of sucks because then we're relying on Google for our service or whatever. But like honestly, like Google's auth is secure, more secure than yours is going to be. Like, you know, and I feel like it's the same thing with payments. Like the best way to handle payments is to just not pay the fee or whatever. I don't really know how that works, but yeah, if you can just integrate with things that already exist, you know.
I agree, but I mean, ideally, that's totally transparent to the consumer, right? Like when you integrate with Stripe or something like that, hopefully I the one paying my bill, I never go to stripe.com, right?
Oh yeah.
And that's kind of the thing is that I would very much prefer these companies like integrate with Stripe and let Stripe deal with PCI compliance and all this crap that goes along with accepting payments. But like, there's ways to do that that make me that don't raise any red flags for me that don't get my hackles up as I'm making the payment and be like, what is this? Like, what this looks like some site that was just thrown together.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm just griping now, but like, I feel like there are real dangers, and maybe part of it is that these sites have felt crappy for many years now. I feel like in this year of our Lord 2025, these should be solved problems.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I think, okay, make all physical mail that isn't a credit card illegal, and pay for my service where I drive to your house and throw away your mail for $100 a month.
Put the link in the show notes.
It really just feels like there should be there's something there, right? Like there's something there.
I think it needs some workshopping, but yeah, I mean, if you're willing to drive around all day and check people's mailboxes, I feel like people would pay you for that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much they'd be willing to pay.
Would you pay for that? Would you pay for somebody to do that for
I
you?
would pay a very small fee. I would pay like $5 a month for that, maybe.
$5 a month, but then you got to drive there every day. That seems like, well, I guess, okay, if you have a lot of people in the same neighborhood paying you $5 a day, maybe that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the mailman can drive to every house all day because, every single one of those stamps was a little bit of money going to them. But like, I would have to go the other way where it's got to be like, I need like whales to spend a lot of money and there's less. And yeah,
maybe you charge per piece of mail. Maybe it's like 3 cents per piece of mail. And then like, there's some people who just get like tons and tons of junk mail.
Well, I was thinking it doesn't cost me any more to throw away more mail, really, right? The cost is how far away from my house you are. So it's really just the further away from my house you are, the more you pay. Right? Because I have to drive more.
Yeah, that's a strange pricing model.
Unless like if your neighbor has my service, then maybe you guys can get it cheaper.
Yeah, I'm imagining like a cul-de-sac. If you could get all of them to subscribe, you could get
because then I could do it for like definitely. I mean, if I have an entire cul-de-sac and each person is paying $5 a month, yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
Yeah, it's.
Do you have a good name for it?
Oh, I haven't even thought of this. I feel like there's got to be something about snails, because like snail mail, something snail related, or like anti-snail, like salt, something. I don't know.
Well, think on
I don't know. I don't know if I want snail in my name because then people are going to think my service is slow. I don't know, it's like decluttering. So another selling point would be I recycle everything I can. Like it's very eco-friendly, right?
That's good.
I mean, except for the fact that I drive to your house, but like, yeah, actually, yeah.
It's actually a net negative for the environment. But
yeah, it's actually pretty terrible. If you recycle it yourself, that would be way better.
I mean, maybe.
But see, also, okay,
sales pitch.
okay, no, here, Okay, I'm gonna go back to the other idea. I'm gonna have a trash truck that also delivers mail.
That's not bad.
They're two different vehicles that come to everybody's house separately.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, actually, no, this doesn't work at all because the trash guy comes once a week, right? You can't drive a trash truck to every house every day.
How often do you check? Well, it could be a smaller trash truck if you're coming every day, though.
Oh yeah, okay,
Could just be a pickup truck, maybe.
okay. Actually, that would be cool. I don't think it could just be a pickup truck because you don't know. This is a dumb idea.
I don't know. Keep workshopping it. I think you might have a seed of something there, though.
Well, actually, I mean, we don't have to drive at all. Okay, we just take the mail and we throw it away. I go,
Wait,
yeah, because it's all crap.
but so you drive a mail truck and a trash truck, but you throw the mail directly into the
No,
trash.
I don't drive anything except I go to the, I go to I go to the mailbox, the blue USPS mailbox.
Mhm.
I take all the mail and I just throw it away.
Highly illegal, but
Yeah, the other aspect of this
interesting.
is that I can't deliver mail at all. That's not even a business, right? Like USPS has, they're the only ones who can do that, right?
I don't know. How does UPS deliver things?
Well, they deliver parcels, but they don't deliver mail.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure only USPS is allowed to deliver mail.
I think that's right. They're like a quasi-governmental.
Yeah, they're like not, but like yeah, they have protections and stuff.
Maybe you could start a service that only delivers the real mail from USPS, right? Like USPS delivers the junk mail and you deliver the real mail, and people could unsubscribe from the USPS.
Yeah, I think that's illegal
I think so.
in the U.S. Like, I don't think you can just make a mail company. I wish you could, though.
Maybe someday.
I mean, I guess, okay, since we only deliver real mail, there's going to be a lot less deliveries. So maybe we could just put the mail in a box and deliver the packages of mail.
It's not bad. I'd be totally good with getting a box of mail a week.
Yeah, except, I mean, then we're really using more paper than the junk mail.
I doubt it.
I don't, because cardboard is like, I'm assuming that cardboard takes a lot more resources to make than like the newspaper thing you throw away.
It's also somewhat recyclable, right?
Yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, I guess it comes down to, like you are getting the convenience of it, but I don't know. But like, then you gotta like break down the box, because here's the thing: junk mail is like not that much of an inconvenience, really. At the end of the day,
Don't lead with that when you're selling it. Junk mail is the ultimate inconvenience. That's
okay.
our position.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Is there anything else you want to talk about? With I feel like maybe we need to do a whole package managers episode.
Yeah, honestly, there's a lot to talk about there. Yeah, I was trying to like keep it focused on the phishing attacks, but there's like tons to talk about in terms of what would it mean if one of these ecosystems was like thoroughly compromised. Even the NPM one, which was like really bad, it was still only, I don't know, 40 packages or something like that got infected,
Yeah.
and then they got rolled back pretty quick. It's like imagine if it was hundreds or thousands or something.
this just made me wonder, like, what do you think is the most used npm package ever? I wonder if this is something that I can even find. Okay, yeah, most popular.
Most popular npm package. I mean, it's got to be something
Oh, I don't know if this
just
is.
super utilitarian.
Okay. Okay, yeah, this is probably. Well, okay, so chalk was one of the ones that got compromised, wasn't it?
I think that's right. Yeah.
So chalk is the number two in the number two spot. The number one is Lodash,
Oh, okay.
which Lodash makes sense. Everybody uses that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird to me that chalk is really used that much.
What is chalk? I don't even know what that is.
It's for making colors in your terminal in your terminal. It does styling for your terminal strings.
I am shocked that the top npm packages aren't all web-based stuff.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I think the thing is, I think like pretty much every test framework probably uses chalk. Right,
Okay.
when they print test results, they always want to style it. I'm feeling like that's probably part of it. And pretty much every, or like a lot of packages, you include a test, like the test along with it.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
I'm thinking maybe that's part of it. Okay, so then the next one after that is request. Like that makes sense. Request would be, yeah,
Yep.
we're making requests. We're doing that.
Yeah.
So that's weird. I also don't really know if this list is like 100% legit. It's just like a weird GitHub page I found. But Lodash sounds right.
You're on npm.js.help.
Yeah. Lodash makes sense. Request makes sense. Chalk is a little weird. Commander is next. I don't know what that is. For parsing arguments in your command line, I don't know. But then after that, it's React and Express. Yeah. Okay, we've got like async on here. Moment is number 9. I thought a date one would be higher, honestly.
I don't know.
I would
Top
expect
10.
Yeah. Okay. It's top 10.
I
Top 10.
don't know. I mean, chalk seems weirdly high to me, but the others all seem kind of expected.
Anyway, yeah, I wonder. So people started. I saw some people online kind of like floating the idea of like, what if npm did like more comprehensive like checking and vetting? Like, I wonder. I don't know. I wonder if they could even do that, or how that would work, what that would look like. Because like another issue is, you see this thing where like people will register a package that has a name similar to another really often used package, right? So like Lodash is the most popular one. Someone might make Lodash, but the O is a 0 or something, and it's like some nefarious thing. And I think npm will remove things that are straight up nefarious, like if it's just straight up crap that's just installing some crypto miner or whatever.
Yeah.
But my point being that there's a lot of other issues beyond just the accounts being compromised of people who have legitimate packages.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're getting into issues of centralization and all that kind of stuff, which is, I mean, that's a huge conversation in open source and the web in general. But like, how centralized do you want to be, and who gets to control the main repo, the headquarters repo, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of fun that anyone can put anything on npm, and like anyone else can use it, and that's kind of nice and it's kind of easy. But at the same time, anyone can put anything on npm.
Yeah, I think the decision should be up to me.
Well, that seems fair.
Yeah.
I'll vote for it.
All right, cool. Yeah. I mean, if I can choose what mail is worth having. I should be able to choose what packages you can have.
I haven't been following it too closely, but isn't the Ruby community going through something kind of like this recently, where they had kind of a decentralized open thing, and just in the last couple of weeks, somebody was like, "Actually, we own this, and we get to decide who puts a package here."
I haven't heard about any of this.
Is I'm not super familiar with the Ruby ecosystem, but it had something to do with this the bundler. Look up, yeah, Ruby bundler and Ruby Central and
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
something
someone's
about
trying
that.
to. I gotta say, I don't know. I know basically nothing about Ruby, but I always loved that they called their packages gems. Like I like when they, you keep the brand. Like, that's fun. That's fun.
Yeah,
Bundler should have been called like, miner or like
I was going to say minor.
jeweler or something.
Yeah. Why is the Rust one crates? What's going on there?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the way the Rust community is, I feel like someone thought about this a lot, and like there's a very the compilers source file will be created. Okay, this is explaining what crates are. Yeah, I don't know. That is a little weird. I mean, cargo and crate go together, but I don't know which came first. I imagine crate came first.
But neither have anything to do with Rust or crabs,
With Rust
right?
or crabs, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if there's a. Yeah, I don't know. Trying to. I hate when I'm looking stuff up while we're recording. I feel like such an idiot. All right. Does anyone know the origin of the name crate? Reddit, please tell me. I am probably wrong, but I think the naming comes from Grey Dawn taking a stroll next to the port of Vancouver and noticing a bunch of shipping containers. I have no idea where did I read this. Might be just my imagination. Okay, this guy mentioned shipping containers can get pretty rusty.
Sure.
This guy said because crates are used to carry cargo, it isn't that complex. Cargo is named after cargo culting. I don't think it's an intentional reference to cargo cult. That seems weird. I don't know.
Yeah. I
I don't
don't
think any of these people know.
know. All right, man.
Well, are we going to do whose side are you on?
Let's do it.
We're like freaking 3 hours into this, but oh, but I don't have a good one ready. Okay, so let's just do.
Whose side are you on? Colin should collect and dispose of your trash. Wait, your mail, not your trash.
Your trash. I should be a trash. Okay, I've got this idea.
Once
It's a big
week,
truck.
come to your house.
It drives around once a week. And if you miss the day, I can come back, but I'm going to charge you $5. And if you have something really big, you have to pay extra too. Man, I've got some good ones. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to get like a really quick one.
I'm still working on the theme music.
Oh, okay. Okay, this one's been on the list forever. How do we feel about just the keyword else? Do we do if thing else thing, or do we just do if thing and then other thing outside?
There are situations where you have to do else, right?
Well,
are
yeah.
you thinking like if this and then another block that's like if not this?
No, I mean, okay. So there's if A X else Y, right? But I could also do if A X and then outside of the if statement Y. You know what I'm saying? Like what happens after the if is in that situation, the else is completely optional, right?
Only if you're returning, right?
If it's at the very end, yeah.
Okay.
If you're returning, and I've seen people make the argument that if your code is structured well, pretty much everything should look like that.
I remember that I can't really say why, but I kind of prefer an if block and an else block. To me, that's easier to read. I remember that the Python linter I was using for a while would complain about that, and it would want you to do if A return X, return Y.
Return Y, yeah. Yeah, and you're right. It is only that because like if you're like there's situations where you couldn't do that, but I think most of the time you can.
As long as Y doesn't have any side effects, basically, right? Like
right, yeah.
Because
if your functions are pure,
functions are always pure. I like an if block and an else block. To me, that makes sense logically.
Yeah, I mean, what it comes down to is like, do you like the clarity of that, or do you feel like that's too verbose, right? And I usually omit it if I can. I think I probably encountered the same thing. I probably had a code formatter that I complained about, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I feel like is there like a else? I mean, I'm trying to think if there's like a language that like requires an if to have an else or something like that, but that can't be a thing, right? That doesn't make sense.
I've never encountered that. Require an else. I mean, it almost seems a little reminiscent of like in Rust when you have to match all the conditions, you know, when you do a match statement and you have to you have to make sure that all the conditions, like it almost seems a little bit like that, but there are certainly situations where you would want to say only in this case do this thing. So yeah, I can't imagine that every if statement needs an else statement.
Yeah, I don't think that could be a thing. Yeah, so I'm not like against it, but I will sometimes not use. I will not use else when I don't have to.
I guess it is a little more verbose. You got an extra, but especially like in Python.
Well, the thing, like in Python specifically, like I think it is more clear because then you're just looking at white space, right? Like if something is in an if or not, it's just if the tab, like as if it's tabbed over or not, right? Whereas with else, it's like, okay, clearly this is outside of that, you know. Which I mean, in our example, yeah, it really doesn't matter, I guess, because like in our example, we're returning, you know, you can only return one thing, but
the indentation to me is what makes it more clear. To be honest, I feel like when I'm reading that and I see, I see that both of those, the if and the else clauses are both indented. I feel like it makes more sense to my brain that we're doing one of these two things. Whereas if it's outside the if statement, it's almost like, I don't know, not immediately obvious to me. How did we get here?
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, I think it in Python. Yeah, that the else might be a little bit better, but I still don't do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, according to the linter, it is not recommended. I'm sure the linter was going by PEP8 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, there you have it.
Solved.
If credit card, put in mailbox. Else trash.
you haven't even started your company yet, and already you're programming an AI to do your job.
Exactly. Yeah, dude. First, I'm gonna register a domain name. Then I'm gonna set up all the tax stuff. Then I'm gonna hire employees. Then I'm gonna raise a bunch of funding. And then I'm gonna make a whole platform. And then I'm gonna buy all the equipment. And then I'm gonna find out if it's a profitable idea or not.
Perfect.
And then I'm gonna find out if there's any interest in this as a product at all.
Yes. That sounds great.
1x Developer Podcast.
Hey everybody, this is Colin. First and foremost, I want to thank you all for listening to this episode of the 1x Developer Podcast, and let you know that if you have any questions, comments, or if you just want to tell us about your day, you can reach us at X, formerly known as Twitter, at 1x Developer Podcast. We're also on YouTube at 1x Developer Podcast. You can email us if you're weird at 1xdeveloperpodcast at protonmail.com. And lastly, don't forget to follow, subscribe, all that stuff, so you don't miss any further episodes of the 1x Developer Podcast. Thanks so much. See you next time.